All right, so this young man in particular, before we get into the whole car thing, this young man in particular, and you know I like to highlight my content creators, so I'm always going to give love and make sure that they get the visibility that they deserve. His name is Amari. Amari, as of the recording of this video, he has 239 subscribers. 239 subscribers. Again, his name is Amari. If you like his content, somebody sent this to me to react to. I did look at the first maybe 47 seconds, maybe 45, 47 seconds, just to make sure that it was a real video. I want to make sure that we got real content to react to. But his name is Amari, and he's saying, why would anybody want to go to work? That's the name of the video. Why would anybody want to go to work? If you like his channel, if you like his content, go ahead and tap into it, subscribe to his content. I want to break it down and let's get to it.
I'm talking to me because I'm talking to you. Have you been listening to me while talking to you? Let's see at amarg2424@gmail.com. Why would anybody want to go to work? I think about it. Why would anybody in their right mind want to go to work? Now, besides, work being a stress reliever from home, responsibilities at home, things of that nature, whether it be kids, wives, girlfriends, whatever the case may be, it gets your mind cleared and it gives you a structure for the day. Kind of pushes you away from suicidal thoughts and depression. Why would any...
Am I watching the right video? Okay, wait. The question is, why would anybody want to go to work? And he's naming all of these things, and he said, besides depression and suicidal thoughts and give you structure to your day, and you might have a wife and kids that you want to get away from and all of this stuff. And can I answer the question before we get into the video? I would want to go to work because I want to make money. I go to work, I grind, I hustle. Now, thankfully, I found over my years through the sacrifices and doing the things that I didn't want to do in order to get to the things that I did want to do. And I've nurtured that, and I've gotten to the point to where I love what I do, but more importantly, I go to work, I'm exchanging my time, and the value of your time is what? We haven't went over this in a long time on the Millionaire in the Morning Show. We have a calculation for our time. The amount of hours in a year going into the amount of money that you make. So if you make $100,000 per year, the value of your time and the time that you have on this earth is very, very precious. The value of your time is 100,000 divided by 8,760. That's the amount of hours in a year that then tells you how much the value of your time is. Whether you're sleeping, whether you're awake, it's not just how much you make per hour on your job. It's every single breath in your body should be calculated based off of how much that time is worth. So what we do is we trade in our time for money. Hopefully we make the right investments. We're able to make money in our sleep. And then how much we make per year. So let's go $100,000 divided by 8,760. That means your time is worth $11.41 an hour. If you make $100,000 a year, your time is worth $11.41 an hour. Now, what does that mean? That means that when I'm sleeping, if you make $100,000 a year, when you're sleeping, you're making $11.41 an hour. When you're working, that's how much time you work. If you're playing with your kids, it's costing you $11.41 an hour. If you're messing with this chick that's out here in these streets, it's costing you $11.41 an hour. If you take her to Roof Chris or you pay for a $300 dinner, then that means that costs you 30 hours of your life. Changes your perspective a little bit, doesn't it? Is that little hussy that you dealing with worth 30 hours of your life? Remember, the value of your time is how much you make per year divided by the amount of hours in a year, 8,760. So we're using an example of $100,000 a year. It's not about the time that you're at work. It's none of that. It's about every single breath that you breathe. How much is the value of your time worth? And so as you make more money, the more valuable your time becomes, because if you're now making, let's just say, $1 million a year, then your time is worth $114 an hour. So you can look at that two ways. You can say, well, it's costing me 3 hours of my time to pay for this meal, to take this chick to this expensive dinner. Or you can say, is she really worth 3 hours of my time, considering that she really maybe only worth $40? I don't know. That's how you start to evaluate who should be in your life or not. You can't go hang around the boogaboos and the corner boys because they're not worth the value of your time. They're not increasing the value of your time. They're not adding value into your life. So when we talk about, when we have this conversation, we can't just look at it on the surface. I know the reaction is to say, man, he's saying something crazy. I look at it differently because I program my bag chasers and my Patreon members. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. I program my Patreon members to think about time differently, to think about their hours differently. When he asks the question and says, why would anybody want to go to work? So that we can trade our time to do the things that we don't want to do for the things that we do want to do if we're very informed and we're very careful about how it is that we're leveraging our resources after we get that time, after we get that money. All right?
Anybody really want to go to work for $16.50 an hour, or however the minimum wage, or however your job pays you? And why would anybody want to go to work? The economy is fucked. It's done. The economy has been diminished. It's been bamboozled. It's been bottom of the barrel. It's terrible. Why would anybody want to go to work? And I thought about that. Why would anybody want to go to corporate America when they have these rules that they just want to have power over you? They're just doing it to have some type of, it's a power trip, some type of hold over you, some type of like, yeah, breaking you in a way. Like, why would anybody want to go through that? You know, why?
It's funny. It's some people saying, hey, Anton, you so blessed. I'm at work right now. I'm literally online right now. I make money even when I'm literally dialed in to corporate America right now. I am dialed in to corporate America right now. I had to lock the screen because I don't want y'all seeing what's on my screen and stuff. But I am dialed in to corporate America right now. Listen, I have 8 streams of income, and I will be releasing that video. It's so funny that y'all say that. Thank y'all. I will be releasing that video over the weekend while I'm in Houston. We put together, and I'm showing y'all the receipts of the amount of money that I make and exactly what streams of income that I have. I have 8 streams of income coming in, including $39,000 a month coming from real estate because I have no mortgages. We get YouTube. We have corporate America. Y'all already seen my W-2s on that, so y'all know that it's crazy out here when it comes to what I make in corporate America. So we have a lot of resources, and we're always going to get to the bags. But the reason why, again, that we go to work is to exchange our time for money so that we can feed our faces, go on vacation, take these chicks on dates. Hopefully they can bust it down for a real one. That's why people exchange their time for money. That's why they go to work. If you don't work, you don't eat. If you don't work, the only other alternative is out here finessing people for credit cards and scamming them. If you don't work, you don't eat, okay?
Do we as
that
society,
is a manly trait. If you don't work, you don't eat.
And as a collective group, as a people, still allow these people to continue to do what they do and sit back and say, you know what, they give me $16.50 an hour, so I might as well do it. It's the fear of missing out on a paycheck. It's the fear of missing a bill. It's the fear of not putting food in that kid's mouth.
He said the fear. The fear. He didn't say it's the fear, it's the fear.
Mouth, your son's mouth, or your wife's mouth, the family's mouth, whatever the case may be. Is that fear that holds us back. And what we should be doing is going to those collective groups, that people, the system, and like, you know what, fuck that. We're not doing this no more. We're not, you know, we're not just going to work on your terms anymore. We're not just, because what is work? Who defined work for us? You know, everything was a transfer.
This must be one of them I just took some shrooms or I'm smoking some weed moments. And I decided to cut on the camera in order to express my thoughts because I got an epiphany and I'm about to break it down and I'm really about to break the matrix moments.
Of goods, you know what I'm saying? Goods and offerings. It's a transfer of goods and things of that nature.
Shout out to my dog Ray Sean,
Where did
greatest student.
This term work come into play? Society's terms, you know, the construct that they created for us. Where the hell did that come about? Where does
I'm a soldier through the whole video. I want to make sure that I take this serious. All right, guys.
Going to work in a corporate building, it just don't make any sense to me, you know. And you really got to start understanding your value.
You know what? Y'all already been doing that for a long time. Y'all depended on social services. And now they sick of y'all, and that's why they bringing all of these immigrants into the country. Because while you sitting there and saying it don't make sense, who would want to work? They over there saying, I got my dog Manuel. I got my dog Manuel. I was telling somebody close to me the other day. I said, I'm about to get me a Manuel. I said, what do you mean? I'm about to get me a Jesus. Might as well. They much better workers than going to get man down there, and he always asking for money, but he don't never want to even sweep the. He don't even want to sweep in front of the building the way he's supposed to. I said, man, listen, bro, I'll give you $15 if you just sweep in front of the building and make sure it's clean over here. I come out, he sweeps 5 minutes. Next thing you know, I see the broom pushed up against the wall, and he over there going to get him some McDonald's. I get Jesus over there. Not only did he clean it, he gonna come back with his homeboy and ask us that he wanted to be power washed the next day. Y'all so lazy. I ain't never seen a group of young people more lazy than I ever seen in my entire than this generation of men. I've never seen a generation of men that would rather stay home and play video games and don't even want to go to work to pay for the internet that ultimately is keeping they video games alive in the first place. That's keeping their games playable.
A person, as an intellect, as an individual, as a human being, because society, the system, as it is, it doesn't value you to your true value. And that's something that you got to figure out, something that you got to decide. But here's a tip and a hint. You're worth way more than what they're pushing out and what they're dishing. Because this ain't it. Minimum wage, this ain't it.
What skills do you have? Are you marketable? Is it something that you can exchange that will bring more value to the people that's hiring you? I mean, this is very basic, y'all. Listen, man, y'all need to get y'all lives together. Honest to God. Just get y'all lives together. Stop complaining, get y'all lives together, and let me soldier through the rest of this.
Things that they got us working for, it makes no sense. This ain't
Thank you for the super chats and the cash apps. I'm going to read those shortly.
And go about our day to things that really matter. Connecting with your kids, connecting with yourself, understanding oneself, and understanding how that affects everything around us.
I see these type of guys on the corner all the time. Sometimes they label themselves as Black Hebrew Israelites. They be looking just like this. They don't have no haircut. They be dusty. They don't be brushing their teeth. They be in bad settings. Except for these guys that be on the corner, they be having fringes. And sometimes they bring their kids and their wife to sit over there and play in front. And I seen one guy this past weekend. And this is real talk. I'm not even capping. I seen one guy this weekend. He brought his chick and his kids to the Hebrew Israelites meeting on the corner in order to bother people that's actually trying to have a good time and be productive and spend money in the city. And his chick went over there, and then she had a sign that she set in front of the red cup for people to hopefully feel sympathy for her and her kids sitting on there over the corner. When he got done preaching to the people on the corner, he then went and gathered his wife and his kid and whatever change and whatever people put inside of that red cup, and they went back to the crib. I see people like this all day long, sitting here telling you that you shouldn't work for a living, or you shouldn't get extra skills, or you shouldn't take what you can get so that you can then leverage that and get what you want, and then develop some skills that we can then use to market and then pay you more money, because the value of something is what people are willing to pay you for it.
Being selfish and being selfless, bringing things back into retrospective for self. The way they got things structured now in society when it pertains to work, it takes away from that. It takes away from that until you're 65 years old. Work till you're 50, 65, and then you're able to retire and enjoy 15 years, a good 5-10 years. You're about to transcend. Your body's not functioning how it used to be. You can't really enjoy the things that you want and with the energy, that youthfulness as you once were, because they took that away, and now here's your money. It doesn't add up. So, take that risk. However it look, however it may feel, take that risk for yourself. I've been talking to me because I'm talking to you.
Anyway, so that was the deep thought. Never mind the fact that it's a lot of people retiring and being pushed into retirement and that they can't even support themselves. So that's one of the reasons why we have 401ks, Roth 401ks, Roth IRAs, retirement vehicles, so that you don't just try to depend on the federal government in order for you to be able to survive, which is a Ponzi scheme in itself. That's one of the reasons why we invest in ourselves when we're younger. You know what I'm saying? And you don't have to, don't worry about it. Anyway, shout out to him. Again, his name is Amari. If you think that he have given you some insight and you want to go and check out more of his content, always like to Give credit to the content creators. Feel free to go and subscribe to his channel and check him out. Let me read.